Good morning. It is August 17th, 2022, 9:02 a.m. on a Wednesday. I had to go look at the calendar. On a Wednesday, see what it is. I had to go look at the calendar. And there's my audio confirmed through my headset, and I need to switch back here to the webcam because I still had it on the scene that I had displaying previously. All right, I have chat open here, so I'm looking to see if you can confirm audio and video. Kind of not a slow morning. No, I overslept. A little panic mode when I was getting into Fortnite this morning. Is this thing working? I'm looking in chat. Oh, there. Jeff says, audio, video, good. So you're still on vacation, so to speak. That isn't speaking very accurately. This is very much a working retreat. I have been working more on my business work during this time than I have on previous times. But that is a method for me to be able to come up here, and it's a change of environment for me, so I like that. So in chat, give me a 7 if everything is good with audio and video, and also use the phrase no cracking or popping. If there's no cracking or popping, say no cracking or popping. I know you don't like to type that much, but I think I got the cracking and popping fixed, and that should be part of today's story. That's not part of the title for today, but it's part of the story. Then let's see. Yeah, Lawn Dog and Jeff say no cracking or popping. Good. So I'm going to tell you what the solution to that cracking and popping that we had yesterday, because it was surprising. It is not what I would have thought. Today's video, and I've got my scene set up a little bit differently here. So here I'm actually showing the scene here of the video that I'm playing. Windows Daily 35, backup and restore full differential and incremental strategies. We will get into that in a little bit here, but I'm going to tell you about the story of the cracking and popping after I catch up with content from yesterday. So in chat, and I'm not fresh up to date with what I need to respond to in chat. So I'm looking through here, and let's see, yeah, the clicks and the popping and stuff, we had that yesterday. So I'm looking for what I need to respond to. Buffering occurred when I did the speed test. That made total sense. And good notes, DaVinci Daily, yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I don't think there was much in here that I need to comment on or respond to. Let's see, Lawn Dog, I don't believe it. I've seen any motherboard that can use both DDR4 memory and DDR5. But do I have my, oh, I don't even have my picture-in-picture. Oh, well, you know what I look like. There's that frozen picture-in-picture there. I don't believe I've seen any motherboard that can use both DDR4 and DDR5. The usage of DDR4 was because of the shortage and cost of DDR5. I don't think I've heard of it at all. I agree with you there, Lawn Dog. I don't think it's possible for a motherboard to be able to accept both of those. I think they're actually different sockets, aren't they? I haven't seen DDR5 yet, so I don't totally know that for sure. But the disappointment that I have is that the framework laptop is only DDR4. It does not take DDR5 until they come up with another motherboard, apparently. So a 12th gen CPU without being able to use DDR5, that was disappointing. Let's see. So I'm trying to see who. Yes, Doug, the wattage of the power supply is important. Okay, we're all in agreement on that. And Ran, yes, it will partially. Is responding to something specific there. I'm not sure what it was. And then saying he didn't see my pinned comment about the delay, about the rescheduling of that video that didn't work on Monday. The single core performance rating is important to me. I think we talked about that one. And which is the funny thing in computers all these years, having all these cores. Now, there the thing is, yes, most programs aren't going to use more than one core, but I typically have lots of different programs open. And so the performance of an individual core, is that quite so important to me? Well, that would be the performance for that particular program. Yeah, you've got a point there. But I'm going to move past that. And nothing there I need to respond to. Okay, so then coming back to here, I got to remember to click differently on things today because I have things set up differently on my scene. So if I pop out chat here and drag that over into frame and then drag this out. Boy, I got a lot of animal noises outside. I think they're birds fighting or something. No cracking or popping. Good, good, good. And I think I'm caught up there well enough. I might have missed some things there. I was kind of looking for question marks in orange. Are you cracking and popping? There's no cracking and popping on the stream. DDR5 is cost prohibitive for most. Well, I went and looked it up in Amazon. It didn't look like it was that big of a deal. So I don't have my picture-in-picture there. I might wind up fixing that before we're over today, before we're done with today. So the cracking and popping from yesterday, I don't want to tell this story. I was suspecting that it was because of the programs that I had open and the slower internet speed here. So what I did is I did a couple of unlisted live streams to test and figure out what the problem was. So I closed down everything else and just did an unlisted live stream. I still had the cracking and popping. That was surprising. Now, then I went back and watched my Fortnite video from yesterday morning, which was live streamed using Streamlabs OBS Prime, and there was no popping or cracking on it. So I thought, is this showing a difference between OBS and XSplit? And no, it's not. It was not XSplit's fault. The difference between Fortnite and yesterday's Windows Daily is that I wasn't using this headset. In Fortnite, I was using the headset because Dennis and I are talking. Anytime that I've got somebody's voice coming over and over the speakers and the microphone picks that up, that potentially causes audio problems. However, during yesterday's Windows Daily, there was no sound coming through the speakers. So I didn't think that could possibly have an effect. Right now, I'm wearing the headset. It is turned on. If I play something right now, I'll hear it through the headset. If I turn the headset off, you're going to hear the cracking and popping. That makes no sense to me because it would make sense if there's sound coming through the speakers that the microphone trying to filter out that sound that's coming from the speakers to prevent echo or feedback, it would make sense that might not be working so well. But that's not happening. Oh, hey, I got an idea. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the headset and you should hear cracking and popping. I'll wait for you to confirm that in chat. Boy, there's a lot of noise outside. What is this noise going outside? I'm going to move over here and see. Oh, the construction crew is here. So that's the noise going outside. It wasn't animals out on the porch. I can't see out the windows because the windows are boarded over. The windows have been removed because they're trying to fix those. They might walk in here any moment, in which case I'm not sure if I'm going to continue or not. So give me a number 8 if you are hearing cracking and popping. Give me a number 8 in chat if you're hearing cracking and popping. Give me 9 if you're not. 9 means no cracking and popping. 8 means cracking and popping. Oh, wait a minute. Did I turn it off? Yeah, it's off. It's off. 9 says no cracking and popping. So that symptom did not come back by virtue of turning this off. Ugh, I don't know what. So it's still not solved entirely because my test yesterday said that this fixed the problem. I'm going to turn it back on. It's totally superfluous. Okay, now let's move on to Macrium Reflect and show what I wanted to show in regards to that. Audio is really good. All right, Maybe it's the construction crew outside has something to do with it. I don't know. Let's get, let's add a source to this for, let's see, scene. I'm going to add the webcam scene. No, I don't want the webcam scene. I want the picture-in-picture scene. So here's a scene. PIP is what my picture-in-picture is called, and that automatically comes down to the bottom right corner. Wow, that's really tiny. I don't know why that came out so tiny. All right, good enough. So here I'm in Macrium Reflect, and I want to show the concept of full backups, differential backups, and incremental backups. They're very, very useful. Now with Macrium Reflect, the free version for home, you don't get to do incremental. You do full backups and differential backups. I believe it's the incremental that's not available. So here's a tree-looking display. And the one that's at this base level, those are full backups. And out here, we see the word full. So this was a backup that I did yesterday at 4:41 p.m. And let's stretch. Let's see, I want to show that size column. Is this going to work all right? I'm going to have to make an adjustment to the scene there for that to fit right. Not that one, but, oh, that makes that a little bigger. And then go here, I do that, and then do that. Then I should be able to, no, that's not the right way to do it. Ah, that's the right way to do it. There. Okay, so now you can see the size of those. And there. Okay, so here this shows 49.96 gigabytes, and then here is an incremental, 743 megabytes, much smaller. You know, don't get confused that the number looks larger than that number because there's megabytes versus gigabytes. So this incremental, if I wanted to restore to this point at 5:14 p.m., I would choose to restore this one by highlighting this one and then choosing restore. The restore operation will actually restore this one and then this one. So it does two things in order to accomplish restoring to that incremental point. And then if I come down to here, here's a differential. This differential is shown underneath this incremental. If I select to restore this differential, what's going to happen? Is it going to restore this one and this one and this one? No, it's not. Because a differential backup includes everything that has changed since the last full backup. So if I select to restore this one, that's going to, the restore operation will restore this one and then this one. Now there's a reason for the strategy, reasons you would do something like this. So now let's go to here. Here is an incremental backup. If I select to restore this one, it's going to give me everything that I had at 5:19 p.m. on yesterday. The restore operation. Yeah, hang on a second. Hi, I've got a YouTube live stream on right here, so you're on camera right now. Once you see it in front of the computer. Yeah, no problem. So if I restore this one for the incremental, it's going to restore this full backup, then it's going to restore this differential, and it's going to restore this incremental. So I'm not likely going to want to set myself up to do that because that's going to take a little bit longer for it to accomplish all of that. It really doesn't take very long for it to accomplish that, but it would be a little bit longer. Another, let's see, I'm going to try to mute here because I need to clear my throat. Now, I don't have any place right now that I'm seeing chat. We're just going to have to deal with that, and I'm living risky right now. So then here we'll go look at this one. Here's a full backup. That's kind of clear and simple. I restore that one. It's a single restoration project. Then here is a differential. And then under that differential, I have multiple incrementals. If I choose to restore this incremental, what is Macrium Reflect going to do? Or any backup software that you're going to do? Well, this incremental only includes the changes since this incremental. This incremental includes the changes from this incremental. This incremental includes the changes since this differential, which includes the changes from here. So if I select to restore this one, I should see this restore and this restore and this restore and this restore. I'm going to try that in a little bit. I'm going to actually perform a restore on this computer while live streaming. Some of you got thinking, oh no, that's going to crash the stream. No, I don't think so. And then here's some full backups. So what is my strategy? Why am I doing this? Let me bring up another screen here. I'm going to bring up the actual location of those backups. If I come down here to MacriumD and then Macrium Backups, here are the actual files that contain those. Now I can't really tell very clearly which is full and which is incremental and so much, except for these numbers. These numbers correspond to the numbers that are shown at the end of each of these. I also need to show you actually performing a backup. I'm going to do that during this live stream. So how do I keep all this straight? What I do is on this D drive, which is separate from the C drive, the D drive, I made this little text file, and it gives me some notes about what each of these backups contain. So I just do a copy and paste of that file name, and then right below it, I make a note to myself what that contains. Now, what I've been doing with this HP All-in-One, because of its lower performance capabilities, I've been actually performing a restore operation to restore it to the configuration that I want to use for Fortnite. And then I restore it to the configuration that I want to use for Live Windows Training, Windows Daily episodes. And then if I make changes in either of those formats, I'll make an incremental or a differential backup in order to update the backup for that layout. Now, when I come over, now that is that's the reason why I'm using this strategy this week while I'm up here. Other reasons for using this type of strategy is troubleshooting. If I'm troubleshooting a computer for whatever symptom it might have, I'll do a full image backup and I'll make changes, and I'll do it either a differential or an incremental backup, and I'll test things, and I'll make other changes and make a backup and then test whether that will solve the problem. That way, anytime that I need to, I can go back to any one of those points in order to get back to that point, because I don't know what's going to solve the problem. I don't know what fix I'm trying to do is going to make matters worse. So I like to have all these different backup and restore points that I can go back to a state that was working. When I'm rebuilding a computer from scratch, I'll do that. And I have that for this computer on my external drive. Right now you're seeing the spinning drive that is inside this computer. So, variety of strategies a person might use for any particular scenario. So now, when I want to do one of those backups, what do? It's very quick and easy. When I open Macrium Reflect, it automatically goes to the Create Backups tab. I come over here to the definition files. Here's the definition that I have saved to the D drive, not to the C drive, because the D drive is persistent. It's going to keep this backup configuration there. So I right click on it, I choose Run Now, I come down here and I'll choose either full, differential, or incremental. That's automatically going to use the configuration for this backup definition. So I'm going to go select Run Now and choose incremental, and I'm actually going to perform the backup while this is running. There might occasionally be a glitch, maybe one of those refresh arrows or something, or maybe the audio glitches when it brings up another window. But in my test yesterday, and I did test this, it seemed to, I did a live stream unlisted again, and it seemed to work pretty smoothly. So here I'm doing this incremental backup. What we see here is saving partition, reading system, reading file system, looking for changes. This should complete in a short amount of time. Yesterday when I tested this, it took less than a minute. This is showing us that it's got another 59 seconds to go. These time estimates we know are not very accurate. When this completes, I won't be surprised if it's less than a minute. I'm going to go pop up chat, bring up chat here and see what's going on at the end. Makes sense if you think about it, this type of backup. Okay, so nothing's telling me of problems here on the stream. So I'll read those more thoroughly later. Once I finish doing this incremental backup, then I'm going to launch a restore operation. Now the restore operation is going to take longer, except that what we're going to see is just the setup for the restore. You're not actually going to see the full restore operation take place, because the full restore takes place when the computer restarts. The computer's going to restart and perform the restore there. But I'm going to show you the part that happens before the computer reboots. So here it looks like it's almost done. It's going to tell us the total amount of time it took to do that incremental backup. Now, I performed a restore between ending Fortnite after I finished the Fortnite game this morning, which we ended kind of late. I think it was about 20 minutes after the hour. I performed a full restore to the state that I wanted to use for Windows Daily. So this shows 2 minutes and 13 seconds. When I was testing this yesterday, it was taking less than a minute pretty consistently. So that's all it took to do an incremental restore, for incremental backup. So now I could hammer away, make registry changes, uninstall major things, in processes, things like that. I can just take a heavy hammer to try to go after figuring out what is causing whatever symptom that I'm dealing with. So it gives me a great way to go after troubleshooting. There's a circular saw running in the background, or a chop saw, I don't know which it is. And so that might cause some audio problems. So now I'm going to go to existing backups. I'm going to start a restore operation. Let's see, which one will I do? Here is, let's see, the one that I just did would be showing, oh, I got to refresh this. See over here, there's this refresh button, because the one that I just did is not showing on this list. So here's a refresh, and then today is 8/17. So here's the 8/17. Now that's kind of weird. It's not at the top, it's not at the bottom. But the reason for that is because it's an incremental. It is a child to this differential. It's a sibling to this incremental. So it had to fall into this line here. The way these are sorted right now, I've got to look at the full backups to understand the sorting. There's August 16th at 4:41. I go down to the next full. It's August 14th, 7:27. I go to the next full. It's August 14th, 2:10 p.m. And then the next one, August 14th, 1 p.m. So they're in descending date order in respect to the full backups. And then below each full backup, we have whatever sequence of incrementals and differentials that I may have performed. So let's go ahead and let's see, that's the 17th. That's the one that I just did. So this is the one that I restored this morning. So let's suppose I go make, whoops, oh, I'm not showing you that. All right. There it is. All that I was pointing to these dates and you weren't seeing it. Okay, so here again, here's a full backup, August 16th. Go down to the next full backup, August 14th. And the next full backup, August 14th, 2:10, 1 p.m., and then August 11th. So the sorting is according to the full backups. And then underneath any full backup, you would get the incrementals and differentials in the order that they were performed. So all of these here should be in descending date and time order. August 16th, 5:14, August 16th, 5:50. I'm sorry, I said the order the wrong way. They are going up. So then here, this incremental was August 17th. So the newest one would be at the bottom of this list. So when we get the full backups are in descending date order, that one, then that one, then that one. And then underneath the full backup, they are ascending date time order. I think I may have stated that a little ambiguously or maybe incorrectly earlier. So here I want to start the restore here. So I'm highlighting this one. I'm going to click restore up here. And now up here we see 70.09 gigabytes and here's 73.78 gigabytes. That's where you're going to see, okay, these two are different. If I click on the next button, it's automatically going to collect the selected partitions when I click next. If I want to actually see the copy operation happen, I can click on copy partitions over here. Now look, 70.09, 70.09. And now I'll click next. And now, by the way, coming back here, I could have selected verify. I don't bother doing that. When I'm restoring and it's incremental and differential and I'm doing it a lot, it's very reliable. And I know that I can always go back and redo it if there is a problem. So I'll click next and then click finish. And now it is starting to set up the restore operation. Now here we got a message, build rescue media boot menu. This restore must be completed in the Windows pre-installation environment, rescue environment. Do you want to build rescue media and add a boot menu now to automatically restore? I'll click yes. And it's going to build that. We see some messages while it's doing that. I'm going to pop up chat here. There goes some noises again directly in my ear. Maybe that was related to the saw. Was that the equipment outside that you're hearing, or was that the popping and cracking that we had yesterday? So here's telling us checking and building PE rescue environment. The saw just shut off now. It was running for a little while during that phrase. Windows rescue environment, copying drivers from host, setting environment, creating staging area, mounting WIM, Windows image media. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. If somebody wants to put the correct name for that acronym in chat, that'd be great. Scanning for INF files, copying files from host, adding Wi-Fi support. Now when this computer reboots, it's automatically going to reboot into the pre-installation environment and to start doing the restore operation. When it finishes, I'm going to show you how I always have it configured to automatically reboot once it finishes. When I come back to the waiting for me to log in under the restored operating system. Here's committing WIM, and up here shows overall progress is 0%. This doesn't have much longer to go because when the computer's restarting, obviously, I can't continue the live stream during that. But there's nothing for me to click on. We're going to get to the point here that there's going to be a button for me to click on to tell it to restart. After that, I'm hands off all the way to the point of logging in. So here it is. Windows PE restore options, automatic reboot. Automatically boot into the Windows pre-installation environment. This option is only available if you have enabled the Windows boot menu option in Macrium Reflect. I did not have to go do that. Setting up this restore operation has already enabled that. After restore, I want it to reboot. I could tell it after the restore, I want it to just shut the computer down, Or I want it to do nothing, meaning after the restore is completed in the pre-installation environment, I want it to just sit there and wait for me to click on something. I always just want it to reboot so that I come back to the computer and just log in. And this is the button right here that's going to make it go ahead and go. Now, this is run from Windows PE. Actually, I think there's another click. I think there is another click. Okay, so I'm going to keep the live stream running and I'm going to click on that. Now, if I'm wrong, then the live stream is going to crash. And that means I'm saying goodbye now. Let's bring up chat just before I do that, because this is about to be over. Audio and video dropouts okay now. Data interruption. That's what I expect during this operation. So there has been some issues. Windows imaging format. Thank you. Okay, now that was interesting, and I totally expected you're getting pauses in the broadcast. Yeah, I did test it yesterday, and I didn't have any pauses or hesitations. So it didn't go as well today, apparently. All right, so I will say, I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. But I'm not ending the stream yet. I'm going to go click on that button. But since the stream might end, okay, I gave my sign-off tagline. Here we go. Run from Windows PE. I think there's one more click. Waiting. Yeah, that one right there. That says restart now. So I'm going to end the live stream here. And in case you didn't already know, I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.